Mike, DJ Access here at Vitria on the Square. We're at the Ohio State University, back at my old stomping grounds. And for those of you who've been watching the channel for a while, you know that myself and Khalif were here about 3 months ago, had an excellent party. So we're back and I'm trying to do more vlogs. So if there's any teaching moments, I'll pop in here, get on camera. And if you like what we're doing here, make sure you like and subscribe because we're trying to build a better DJ community together. So this is the load-in. We've got like a dock load-in with an elevator. And this is the beauty of the Toadmatic, which I got earlier this year. I got a used one to test it out, loved it, had one built, and now I'm using a new one. And this is the beauty of it. We are down to 1, 2, and then over here with the uplight, 3 things on wheels, which means 1 trip in the elevator if we have it to ourselves. And that has just helped us on load-in, on tear-down. It's been really, really helpful. So we got the Toadmatic right here. We can stack things on top of it. Once we get it in, it's already ready to go. Speakers, bags of cords, and technology, a lot of camera stuff. And then over here, up lights and the second half of the speaker columns. So we're gonna get inside and keep the vlog going. Okay, we're here in the storage section at Vitria. So they're doing their ceremony in the main space. There's gonna be a room flip and then everything's gonna be in the same space. So we have musicians for cocktail hour, so we should have no problem setting up during cocktail hour. However, we are gonna get our stuff charged in this room and get as many things as we can ready to go so people aren't waiting on us, because I imagine we'll be the first ones in there just so we can get our stuff in and then they can kind of build around us. We're gonna try not to do it the other way and just in the sake of time, but with sometimes these weddings days, they're you know, everything's down to the minute. So if we need to be the last one in there to get them ready on time, that's just how it is. We're gonna be as ready as possible. Okay guys, one thing that's new for me, well, I used to do it a long time ago and then I brought it back, is making a checklist of everything I do on my wedding day, and then I can give that to my assistant. If I use one, if I'm solo, it has everything there. So I know I'm not missing anything, because the worst is like if I forgot to charge something, or, I mean, there's a million things on wedding days that are on here. So just the easiest way to do it is if you're by yourself, just every time you do something, take a quick pause, maybe give yourself an extra half hour, 45 minutes at the wedding, take a quick pause and then write a little bullet point. Hey, I did this. So for instance, mine says arrival, check in with coordinator. We did that. Tablecloth and 2 chairs, verify we have that. We had it. Silence cell phones. We're gonna do that right now. Very, very important on a wedding day. And then we're gonna charge our battery powered items up. So get out the power strip, the ceremony speaker, ceremony mics, AA batteries, so on and so forth. And again, it's just another way to double check yourself that you're not missing things on these wedding days. Let's say you were stuck in traffic for an hour. You have this to make sure that even when you're going as fast as possible, you're not missing anything. So highly recommend a wedding day checklist. Okay, so I just spent the last 20 minutes or so making sure that our video presentation for tonight was working. And if I'm away from the party because I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I just want to make sure that it was working. I'm not going to be playing that because they're playing on the venue screens. And DJs, if they're playing on your screens, you're responsible. But in my opinion, if they're playing on somebody else's screens, then the venue's responsible. The only reason why is you have to have the passcode and everything to get in their system. You are not familiar with their system. You are familiar with your system. So the first thing I did when I got here and we got situated, I said, hey, can we run a test of that video? And I'm glad I did, because it took maybe, 15 minutes to get everyone together. The AV person isn't here today. And so it took another 20 minutes to actually get the video working with sound on the screens and having a plan to be ready to go. So if I had just waited until guests were entering, hey guys, do you have the video ready? We could have had a delay in the party. So I'm glad I did what I did. And big shout out to Vitria for having everything ready despite their AV person not being here today. And we're gonna go and make sure that it all works. And last thing, I have a backup plan. So I have a copy of the video. I can play it on my Toadmatic screen alongside the audio. So just in case their stuff goes down, we still have a backup. Is it gonna be what they want? No, but it's better than delaying the party or having an awkward silence, because I'm gonna make this a big deal when I introduce it, because this is cool, this is unique. This is not something that everyone does. This is a video right before the grand entrance to get everyone hyped up for them entering the party. So that was that. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Okay, so we're getting set up for the ceremony now. If you're unsure about where to set up for the ceremony, you can ask the wedding planner if they don't have a preference. You want to put it where there's good sound and where it's not going to be in maybe not any photos, but as few photos as possible. So if I turn this camera around, you see which way all the chairs are facing, so you can kind of get an idea of the aisle and where people are going to be. Another great rule of thumb is you can always set up behind a camera, because photographers and videographers aren't going to want their own cameras in their shots. So if you set your speaker close to that, then everything's going to be in the shot, right? So you should be okay. So we're going to set up about right here. That's halfway through the room. Make sure everyone gets covered. Make sure we're out of photos. And here we go. All right, so behind me we have the room flip going on. So we're gonna wait to see where the dance floor goes and then set up in the center of the dance floor. Lots of things going on. We'll see you in about 30 to 45 minutes. We have an hour and 15 to set up, so I'm not sweating at all. All right, so I just put the photo up on the Toadmatic video booth, and then I'm gonna do my voice warm up, and we're gonna rock this reception. If all you see are dancing clips after this, hopefully you found something helpful. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you wanna see from me next. Okay, we just completed the grand entrance with the video. I think it was an awesome thought. I did everything I can. I'm really happy with what I did. Right before we did the grand entrance, the video audio stopped working, but I was prepared for this. So I had the video on my laptop. I had my assistant, Khalif, and Brian from Vitria sync up the timing on when we started the video, and we were able to get audio for the video. So DJs, you have to be ready. And I know some of you are thinking, it's just playing a video. How hard can it be? This happens all the time when it's a wedding, when the pressure's on, when these big spaces, the AV person isn't here. Sometimes things happen and we have to be ready. So this one was a success, and we'll see how the dancing goes after dinner.